Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another episode of Gratitude and Gains, where we're going to get our bodies moving, we're going to get our blood pumping, and we're going to keep moving through gratitude throughout the week. So I'm super excited you're here with me. If this is your first time tuning in to Gratitude and Gains, I want you to just go ahead and check in with me and put a 1 in the chat so I can give you a shout out. And if this is not your first time, if you've been here before, you already know what time it is. Hit that like button, hit that share button, and let's try to get this message out to as many people as possible. All right, so I'm super grateful to be here. And this morning, as I was going through my gratitude journal and writing down the things that I'm grateful for in this season, this past weekend was amazing. My heart is absolutely filled. I had an amazing weekend, and I got to take my mom to church. And let me tell you something. This has been an absolute blessing and an absolute prayer answered, because if you know anything about my history, you know anything about me and my mom's past and our history, when she reached out to me and said that she's been having dreams and visions from God and is being spoke to by God, and that she wanted to be baptized and she wanted to get back in church, that is such a big deal. And so I was like, absolutely, let's go. And I told my mom, let's go to church, and she came with me. And anyways, it was a great, amazing weekend. We spent the whole day together, which I don't really hang out with my mom that much, so that was pretty cool. It was something we don't do near enough. We spent the whole day together. I took her out to breakfast, and after that I took her out to a movie, which is something we used to do when I was a kid. Me and my mom would go out and do movie days. She'd take me to those 50-cent movies, and we'd spend the whole day at the movie theater. And so I thought, you know what? Let me take my mom to the movies. So anyways, we spent the whole day together yesterday. It was amazing. Super grateful for that. I'm grateful to see her in church. And it was beautiful to see her worshiping and lifting her hands and praising. Oh my gosh. It was just a beautiful thing. So it's something I've been praying for a long time. So to see it, see your prayers come true, it builds your confidence and it builds your faith, and this is one of the reasons why I encourage people to get their prayer journal and write down those things, write down your prayers, because when you start flipping through the pages, you can start going, oh, wow, God answered this, God answered that one, God did this, and you start to flip through those pages, and it builds confidence. And it builds your faith, right? So that's just one of the things I wrote down that I'm grateful for. I just had such an amazing, blessed weekend. I can't even describe it. It was just so awesome. So much peace, and it was beautiful. The weather was gorgeous. So anyways, and for those of you that know how complicated family relationships can be, trust me when I tell you this was a beautiful moment. There was peace in it. There was joy in it. And I'm just truly thankful for that. And I also wrote down in my gratitude this morning, I wrote down, I'm grateful for another opportunity to grow, to learn, to study, to build, and just keep moving my business forward one step at a time. For those of you that have been following my journey, a month ago, I failed an exam. I didn't fail, I learned. How about that? I learned how not to pass it. And so I've got to retake it on December 1st, so I'm studying for that. I got lots of things going on, but I'm just grateful for the progress that I'm making in the process. So I'd love to hear from you. Check in with me in the chat. What's one thing you're grateful for? Tell me in the chat. I see Azir says he subscribed and liked. Hey, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your comment. I appreciate that. And I'm grateful for you, my friend. I'm super grateful for you. Okay, so let's move on. I want to get to the message of the day. All right. The message of today, I was reading my devotional and it talked about how thankfulness transforms how we experience adversity, right? Being grateful transforms how we experience adversity. And we're in Health Week this week. This is Health Week. In this show, we go over wealth, health, business, career, relationships, and faith. And so this week is Health Week. And when I read that about how thankfulness transforms how we experience adversity, you know, that connects in health in a lot of ways. Let me get into that. Sometimes the biggest battles that we face, they aren't physical. They're emotional, they're mental, they're spiritual, they're relational, right? And those are all parts of your health as well. You know, your emotional health, your mental health, your spiritual health, right? And so I was also reading 2 Corinthians, and it reminded me of something pretty powerful. Strength isn't always loud, right? When you think of strength, you know, sometimes you think of this like, you know, loud, but it's not always loud. Strength is patient. It's quiet progress. Sometimes it's taking one small healing step at a time. And gratitude is what clears the space for healing to actually happen. It really clears the space for healing to happen. And right now I'm working on a lot. I got a lot of things going on, as I mentioned before. I'm studying, I'm prepping for my exam, building my career transition summit. I'm hiring people, serving communities, doing this show. I got lots of stuff going on. Just trying to balance all those moving pieces and parts of life. But in the middle of all of that grind, this weekend, it actually reminded me that health starts on the inside. You know, I do a lot here on this show to get my body right. And I work out every single day getting my body right. But health really starts on the inside. It starts with forgiveness. You know, I have been able to forgive my mom for a lot of the things that went on when I was young. I've been able to forgive myself for a lot of the things that I did back then, right? Health starts with forgiveness. It starts with reconciliation. You know, me and my mom coming back together, reconciling our differences, and being able to just, you know, be family. You know what I mean? Reconciliation. Health starts with consistency, right? When I get up here and I do this every single day, discipline compounded daily equals transformation. So consistent, small steps every day. Health starts with peace and joy, emotional clarity, mental resilience, right? And meaningful connection. Right? That's health, guys. Healing doesn't always come in big dramatic moments. It's not, you know, always these giant things. It's something like this past Sunday, you know, when I spent time with my mom, you know, spending simple time together that restores something deeper. So there's something deeper inside of me healing. You see what I'm saying? And that's health. So we oftentimes think about health as like just our physical health. Are we physically healthy? But there's so much more to it than that. You know, it starts on the inside. Because I promise you, I could get up here and I could tell you all of the, you know, health, like physical health things that I'm doing, you know, my routine, and if you do this and if you do that, and if you work out so much times a day and take this supplement and drink this water and you do this and you do that. Like I could teach you all of that. We could get into all of that. However, if this health isn't right, if your mental health isn't right, you know, you're not going to have the motivation to get up and do what's required. You know what I mean? To transform your outward health, you're not going to have it. So health starts on the inside. So let's see who we got here. We got Asman from LinkedIn. Good morning. Greetings. How are you, my brother? Good to see you. We got SNBCR. Good morning. Good to see you. We got Roar Tater. Good morning. Good to see you. We got OK Maine. OK Maine is back in the house, my friend, my brother. I appreciate you being here. What steroids do I take? I don't take steroids, my friend, but I appreciate you anyways. Been watching you, OK Maine. I love you, brother. Appreciate you being here. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Roy Tater says, how important is mental health? Because I can never get motivated to work out. Exactly my point. That was my point I was just making. Was that health starts on the inside. Again, I could give you every tip and trick and take this supplement and take this, you know, you're going to eat this certain food and you're going to do this certain routine and your workout and you're going to do this and do that, right? But all of that won't matter if you don't have it up here, if you're not motivated, if you don't have, you know, if you're not mentally healthy, like if you your mental health, your emotional health, that's all got to be there too. Now, I will say, when I talk about that formula, discipline compounded daily equals transformation. If you really want to transform, that's the formula. Discipline, and discipline is doing the thing you don't want to do, even if you don't feel like doing it. Like getting up here this morning, it's Monday. You know, I'll be honest with you, I love you guys, but you know, I like my bed too. I could be, you know, like that. Some mornings I don't feel like getting up here. You understand what I'm saying? Some mornings I don't. I'm going to be honest with you. This morning is probably one of those mornings. I mean, it wasn't like awful or anything like that, but this morning I'm not just like, woo, let's go. It's Monday. You know what I mean? And like I'm kind of like doing it anyways. That's called discipline. Discipline is doing the thing that you don't really want to do, right? In order to get the outcome that you want. It's like you do it anyways. So discipline compounded daily equals transformation. And I just, I think that even when you're emotional and your mental may not be there, like again this morning, for me, I'm kind of like, it's Monday. I don't know. I'm just not feeling it as much as I normally would be. Discipline is just doing it anyways. You know? And like I promise you, when I get off of this show, when I turn this dang treadmill off, I'll feel better. You know what I mean? You just push through anyways. Push through anyways. Okay, Maine, he says, big fan. I'm a fan of you. All right. Do you know about compound interest? I do know about compound interest. Go check out clearpathwealthstrategies.com. It's kind of what I do. I do know about compound interest. So great question. Love that. But here's my health lesson today as we're in health week. All right. And each week, guys, I'm going to be delivering something different. I'm going to bring you wealth, health, business, career, relationships, faith. This week is health week. And the lesson for today, pretty simple. It's just that a healthy life isn't just about strength. It's not just about muscle. All right. We talk a lot about muscle and building, your body up to be strong. That's important. It is. But what's more important is that a healthy life is about alignment. Alignment in your body. Yes, your physical body. That's part of it. It's also alignment in your mind, alignment in your relationships, alignment in your peace, right? And when all those things come together, everything else improves, right? So when you have alignment, everything else just starts to fall in place and start to improve. You can build more with confidence. You can withstand more pressure, right? You're able to get up here like I am this morning and still deliver, even though you're not really feeling it. You're able to just do it anyways and get through it and push through, right? You can grow without burning out. That's real health, okay? It's not just physical health. A lot of times when we talk about health, we talk about physical strength, muscles, all of that. But I'm here to tell you it's so much deeper than that. True health is about alignment, okay? And so I want everybody here with me this morning to ask yourself this question. Where is healing already happening in your life? I want you to just look for it. Where is it already happening? Is it in your family? Is it in your mindset? Is it in your physical? What is it? What area of your life is healing right now? I promise if you look for it, you'll find something. Okay? So look for it. Acknowledge it. Right? Recognize it. And then celebrate it. Be grateful for it. Right? Because growth is often quiet while transformation is under construction, okay? So you may not even really be recognizing it, but healing is happening somewhere in your life, in some area. You just got to look for it. Recognize it, acknowledge it, celebrate it, be grateful for it, all right? So maybe you guys want to do me a big favor in here. Let me know in the chat, what's one area of your life that is healing right now? Is it your physical? Is it your mental? Is it your financial? What is healing for you right now? What is actually healing? All right, so we got, let me give some shout outs in here. We got SB banging, everybody in love. Good morning, good to see you. We got JS22107. Says, I'm hella out of shape, trying to start running. How long should I run for to start off? And OK Main says 2 hour runs every day. I don't know. I don't know if I subscribe to that. OK Main, I love you, but I don't know if I subscribe to that one. 2 hours, nah. I'm going to tell you what I did when I started running. When I started outside, and there was markers that I would give myself. So my starting point was, my doorstep when I got out of the house. And then I would go as far as I could until I just got winded and just I had to stop. Okay. And then set yourself a marker where that is, like what next to this tree down the street or whatever it is, like a physical marker that you can be like, boom, that's where I got to. All right. And then the next day when you get out, I want you to try and push yourself to go a little bit further. Okay. And then the next day, I want you to just push yourself to go a little bit further. And what's interesting is the distance is all up here, y'all. It really is that push, that extra push to keep going, that extra, 10 feet, that extra, quarter of a mile or whatever. It's all up here. It's just like, and once you've seen, I can't even remember. There was a race, or like the fastest person in the world. There was like a time. I don't remember what the time was, but it was like no one could beat that record. It was like the benchmark. It could not be beaten, could not be broken until it was broken. And then like once somebody beat it, then it kind of opened everyone else's mindset about the possibility that it could be broken, and people shattered that record over and over and over. I can't remember what the actual time was and the distance was, but y'all look that up. There was like a world record of like how fast someone could run or how long they could run, and it hadn't been broken forever. It was like that was the record until someone did break it. And then once that ceiling had been broken, everyone else just kind of jumped in and started beating it as well. And all that really says is it's a belief system, right? It's truly a belief system. If you feel like you can do it, you'll keep going, right? But if you feel like you're going to give up, you'll give up. And so when all those people thought that record couldn't be beat, they didn't beat it. You know what I mean? When that was the record and it had never been broken, it was like the thing. Like no one felt like they didn't have a belief system that they could actually beat it. So they didn't. So I'll tell you to put those markers in place. Like again, when you leave your house, you run, you get tired and you get exhausted and you're like, okay, I made it to this tree. That's where I made it. Now, the next day, you know you can get that far. You've already done it. You know you can get that far. Now push yourself a little further. And what happens is the next day, you know you can get that far. You're like, I've already done that. You have a belief system, right? And the next day, push yourself even further. And like what happens is you're just strengthening your internal belief system. It's not even about whether you can actually do it or not. You're literally strengthening your faith in the fact that you can do it. You can get further, right? So hopefully that helps, right? Let me go through here. Got a bunch of chat coming in. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so we got Wander Plays. Good morning from YouTube. Good to see you. Let's see. Wander Plays says, bro, I think you should rest if you couldn't handle it because people wants to suffer right now. I guess so. Let's see. Noxer 5455 says, dude, take a rest. Nah, man, I'll rest when I'm dead. Appreciate you, though. How about this? I'll slow down, you speed up. Know what I'm saying? All right. Is this a challenge? Could be. Could be a challenge. What I would really challenge all of y'all to do is, as I was talking earlier, is about asking yourself, what area of your life is healing already happening in your life? Where is healing already happening in your life? Look for it, acknowledge it, celebrate it, and be grateful for it, right? Are you healing in your physical health, your mental health, your financial health? Like what is healing right now in your life? What is actually growing for you? What is actually like moving and improving? And, what's healing? What is positive right now in your life? I want you to look for those things. Be grateful for them. We're in a season of Thanksgiving right now. And the name of this show is Gratitude and Gains, okay? We're going to be grateful for those things. But you got to take inventory of them. A lot of times there's things that are happening in our life, positive, but we just don't see them. We're not taking the time to actually recognize them. So that's my challenge for you if you want to know. That's my challenge. Because gratitude changes everything, guys. It really does. All right, we got Alberto. Alberto in the house. Nice Thanksgiving week, dude. Absolutely. Turkey. Let's go. All right, let's see what else we got. Wonderplus says, bro, you're in a challenge right now. Yes, I challenge you. Let's see what we got. We got One More Time is in the house. Good morning. Good to see you. Says, bro, are you an athlete? Great physique. Keep it up. Please don't give up. Thank you. Appreciate you. No, I am not an athlete. This is just what I do on the daily to take care of my physical, right? So I appreciate that, though. There was a couple weeks ago, or not a couple weeks ago. I'm sorry, a couple weeks. Couple years ago, I was actually overweight. All right, and I had to transform my body because I was not in good physical health. I'm going to see if I can pull something up right now. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but hold on. I'll show you. I was overweight. Let's see if you guys can see that. This was my skinny fat self. Hold on. I was a skinny fat boy. That's what I call skinny fat. Okay, I was like 40 pounds overweight. And then a couple years later, that's the result, right? But that comes through discipline, compounded daily equals a transformation. So yeah, not an athlete, but you just got to work on it daily, every single day. All right, let's see. Wonderplay says, bro, been running for 4 hours. Been running for 4 hours, bro. Nah, not 4 hours. Let's see where I'm at right now. Where am I at? We are now we're not even at 2 miles, y'all. Come on, step it up. Let's go. Not even at 2 miles. We're at 1.84 miles. Let's go. All right. We got Adam 1216. Hello, good morning. Good to see you. Good to see you. Appreciate you being here. Your comment, you said, is this stream meant for the LGBT community? This is meant for everybody. Okay? We are all inclusive up in here. We love everybody, and I appreciate you being here. I don't exclude anyone because God did not exclude anyone. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Like, who am I to tell people they can't be here? That's not who I am. I'm not. Look, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. So anyway, all right, let's see. Water plays, get stronger. Workout focus and get stronger until old age. Yes. Okay, let's see. We also got, doesn't look like he's been running 4 hours. He isn't sweating and breathing heavy. No, I'm not even, look, I got a little sweat, a little bit, but I'm not dying over here. Yes, this is a weighted vest. Gosh, how much is it? Somebody asked me this before. And I'm going to tell you, somebody asked me how much it weighed. I'm going to have to look real quick. Let's see here. I think this was, how much was this? I think it was 30 or 40 pounds? 30 pounds. Pretty sure this was 30 pounds. Anyway, I think it's 30 pounds. I can't remember. I have to look. But I think it's 30 pounds. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's like, it's like one of these dumbbells I got back here. Okay, let's see. Can you read those words? Because it's actually spelled backwards. I'm not sure what that comment is about. That's okay. I see one more time in here. I see your comment. And again, look, guys, the comment came in and the question was about the LGBT community. Like, look, again, all I want to say is this to that comment is that I am a believer. I am, as you can tell as I get in the show, it's very faith-based. I get in here and I read my, every morning. The reason why I started this show, let me explain why I started this, and then maybe that'll help really bring it in for that comment. So I started this show because I needed to strengthen my own faith, okay? My own faith. I had seasons in my life before that I was stronger in my faith, okay? And I needed to strengthen it. And so I knew what I needed to do. I needed discipline. I needed discipline around my reading my Bible, doing my prayer journal, writing down my gratitude and my goals. I knew I needed that, okay? And in order for me to do it consistently, which I know I needed something in front of me. I needed accountability. And so I put this show in front of me and I started this show because I know if I have to get up here every single morning and I have to share, right, what I was writing in my journal, what I was reading in my Bible, like if I have to get up here and deliver that to you guys every single morning, guess what that means? It means I got to do it, right? So I put this thing in front of me to hold me accountable, right? But let me tie this back into the question. Here's how I feel about that. Like, as you read the word and you get deeper into the Bible, you know, healing, forgiveness, grace, all of these beautiful things are available to all of us. There is no exclusion. There's no exclusion for your race, your ethnicity, your background, your mistakes, your sins, your sexual preferences, whatever. It doesn't matter. There is no exclusion. Jesus welcomes that gift of forgiveness and grace and salvation to each and every one of us. So I am not excluding anyone from this chat. I'm just going to tell it to you like that. If somebody wants to come into this chat, I've had people come into this chat and throw stones at me. And I'm okay with that. The Spirit talked to me. There was a show where people were really throwing some disgusting comments in the chat. And it was one of my very early shows. And I was like, are you kidding me? This is disgusting. What are these people? This is insane. And I was going to start blocking people. That was my flesh. My flesh was like, block them. And then all of a sudden, I got off the treadmill and the Spirit said, no, I put those people in front of you. Don't you block those people. Help those people. Serve those people. You know? So no, I'm not blocking anyone from this just because they may have a different preference or whatever. No, I'm not blocking somebody. I'm not telling them they can't be here because that's not what Jesus would do. Just saying. Jesus was out there hanging with the prostitute. I'm just saying, healing people, casting demons out. Okay. And that's one of the things that everybody was throwing stones, you know. And it just, anyways, guys. So to answer your question, no, I'm not telling people they can't be here. They can definitely be here. I appreciate you being here. I'm grateful for you being here. And if I can serve you in any kind of way, if I can help you in any kind of way, that's what I want to do. How about that? Okay? Anyway, so I appreciate you guys for listening to my rant just a little bit. I just wanted to make sure that was clear because the question came in the chat and I wanted to make sure you guys heard it, how I feel about it. That's how I feel. You know? I don't discriminate on people for their preferences. That's not my job. That's between them and God. And I hope that God can help to restore, you know, and forgive and grace. And, you know, that's not for me to give out. That's not my job to hand that out. My job's also not to hand out judgment. My job is to just spread the news, spread the good news. That's my job. And I got to be faithful to that. And that doesn't also think about that. That would be like an echo chamber if I'm just spreading the good news to people who already know it. It doesn't make sense. You know, healing is not for the people who are already healthy. Healing is for the people who are sick, the people who need it. You know? So anyways, that's what I'm trying to say. I don't want this to be an echo chamber. I like different perspectives, different viewpoints, you know, and I hope somebody wouldn't discriminate on me for my beliefs and the way I think and view things in life. But you know what? They probably will. They probably will anyways. But that's okay. I can handle it. I see one more time. Keep being positive. Keep it up. This was helpful. Have a nice workout. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let's see. Wonderplay says, wait, is there an idea? Is there an idea to make your own show? I actually have my own show. Guys, make sure you check out. You're on YouTube right now. Check out the YouTube page. Okay. The Who You Know Show. That's my normal podcast. This show right here is just me getting up here, doing a live stream. I'm wanting to share with you things that are on my heart, things that I'm going through, writing down my gratitude, my goals, and just delivering a talk for you guys to hold myself accountable. But my normal podcast is called The Who You Know Show. Okay. I want you to check that out. Subscribe to the channel. What I do there is I interview some of today's biggest thought leaders, experts, CEOs, entrepreneurs, business owners. We got professional athletes. We've got celebrities, things like that we're interviewing to unlock the blueprint to success in your health, wealth, business, career, your relationships, and your faith. It's the wheel of life. Okay, we're trying to unlock the blueprint to success in the wheel of life. So you have these, you know, a roadmap to follow. You know, there's people that have been successful in areas of their life, you know, and if you can just take from them the things that help them get there and maybe avoid the pitfalls and the mistakes, you can get there a lot faster because success leaves clues. And so that's what my podcast is all about. Love helping people unlock, and it's really for myself too. I learned from these people, you know. I learned different strategies and things that they did and pitfalls to avoid and all of that. So check out the Who You Know Show podcast. All right. Yeah, I love this. One more time says, don't discriminate anybody. Just don't encourage them. Let's see. Advice them that way they are going is obviously not right. I am not saying I am always right or judging anybody, but you can't deny the truth. You know, I appreciate that comment as well. Honestly, I do. And you're right. You can't deny the truth, you know. But I can tell you that all I can do is help lead someone to the truth in a positive, loving embrace, right? Like, imagine, okay, I just want to give you an example, okay? Let's say I'm going door to door. You know, and some religions still do this. Some religions will go door to door and speak the good news, right? And they go door to door. Imagine someone comes to your door and is like pointing out the fact that you're a sinner, and then showing you the book, like, you're a sinner. You do this and you do that, and if you don't change your ways, you're going to hell. Here's this book, though. You should check it out. It's pretty cool. You need to get, you know, like. Here's the answer to all your problems. Like, I don't know, like, you're not going to convert people that way. I don't know. You're going to push people away that way. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, everybody, you know what? You're welcome here. Come on in here. Let's talk about it. You know, I agree. You shouldn't deny the truth, you know, but let them. Here's one thing. And like, okay, I'm in sales and marketing. So let me twist that a second. Let me turn that into sales and marketing. Because look, Christians and the spread of the good news is like one of the best marketing things that ever happened on this earth. You got to be able to market it to the world. So if you think about it, self-discovery is one of the most important things. When somebody can self-discover the truth, right? Like you can lead them down a path of self-discovery, right? But by putting it in front of their face and like, this is yours, you know, you're a sinner and all this and that, it like just pushes people away. That's not going to help them convert. It's literally, they're going to go, yep, I knew it. You know what I mean? And they're gonna run away from you. And I mean, it's a matter of fact, that's what, and if you read the word, it's what in the Bible, the Pharisees were doing. The Pharisees were just hypocrites because they were sinners too. So who am I to point a finger at you for being a sinner? You know what they say, when you point a finger at someone else, you got 3 pointing right back at you, right? Like, and it's the whole reason why Jesus said, those of you that are without sin, cast the first stone, right? And they all were like, and they all dropped their rocks because they were all sinners. So who am I to judge? Now I agree about denying the truth. I'm not denying the truth, but they need to self-discover the truth. They can self-discover it. All I can do is be a light to attract. That's what I want to be. I'll teach my truth. I'll speak. Well, I hate saying that though. There is only one truth. When I hear that my truth, and I just said it, I want to take it. I'm going to take my words back. That whole my truth thing. I want to speak from my experiences, my testimony. How about that? I want to change those words. There's only one truth, but there's my testimony. My testimony, I'll speak about that, the things that I know, the things I'm going through, and be a light for the world. Let the Spirit run through me. I'll be a light for the world, be encouraging, be a hope. And let people be drawn to the light and let those self-discover, okay? They will figure it out. And that's not my job to transform their heart and their decisions and their mind. I just need to lead people. Hey, there's this thing over here. It's pretty cool. Just check it out. It helped me. Here's how it helped me. Let me show you how it helped me. I was a screw up. When I was a kid, I was a felon. At 13 years old, I made a lot of mistakes. Okay, I got in a lot of fights. I was angry. I was bitter. But you know what? I changed, and here's how I did it. You know, by sharing my testimony and my story, right? That's how people see that and go, oh, wow. I didn't know that was possible. I didn't know you were like that. You know? And then they can self-realize, figure it out on their own, and God will work on them. God will work on their heart. That's just my opinion on it. Oh, and I know, hey, Wonder Place, I see you. I know you're not judging me, brother. I know you're not. I see that comment. Well, me and you were just chatting. We're chatting. I love this, by the way. Thank you for bringing this up. I love it. We're going. You have a perspective. I have a perspective. I know you're not judging me. I know you're not. I can feel your heart in the comments. Like I can see it. You know what I mean? I just appreciate that. He said, I'm the only guy watching this. That's cool, man. I appreciate you being here. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, there was more earlier, and I guess they bounced out. So that's cool. They heard me talking about this stuff, and they were like, I'm out. But that's all good. I appreciate you being here. It's just me and you today. Where are you from, by the way? Wonder Place. Where are you from? Would love to know in the chat. And let me see where I'm at on my run now. Somebody was asking me before. Looks like 2.5 miles. So we're good. Oh no, almost 3 miles, 2.91. We're good. Yeah, where are you from? Wonder Plays. I appreciate it. Get a couple sips. And let's see who else we got. I think we got, oh yeah, we got a bunch of folks over here on Instagram too. So we got Vonnie showing up. Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you. Good to see you. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Says thank you for the Monday motivation. We got Robert Kennedy III. What's going on, dude? Appreciate you. Sarissa Parker, Jeremiah in the house. My brother from another mother. We got Sandy Ann in the house. Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you. All right, guys. That's what I got for you today. All right. I just appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in. Thank you so stinking much. All right. And let's see. Wonderplace says, well, my mom teaches me because she told me not to tell anyone where I live. Okay. Hey, you listen to your mama. That's all right. I don't need to know where you live. I was just wanting you to rep your city, rep your hood, but I don't need to know. It's all good. You listen to your mama. All right, guys. Hey, thank you so much for being here with me this morning. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Let's rock, let's roll, let's go.